Yo, what's going on, fam? It's your boy, Anthony O'Neill, and welcome back to The Table, where you guys already know this, where we have a real, relevant, and relatable conversation with real people. Not just celebrities, but people who look like you and who look like me, and who are actually going through something. And today, I'm so pumped, I'm so thrilled, because I got my boy, Pastor E.C. Weston, on this Zoom call, based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Let's go! All right, Weston, let's jump straight into this, bro. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. But I have 18 to 34-year-olds watching this thing right now.
Sure.
And I am well known for saying something that you taught me, to mind your freaking business.
I didn't put the word freaking in there, but yeah. Mind your business.
Mind your business, you know?
Yeah.
When it comes to minding your business, break this down for us, because you taught me this. Where did this concept come from?
So as a young person, my mom, I always was hanging around grown folks. I was way older than I should have been at a young age, just always around adults. And my mom used to always say, when adults are talking, you don't say anything. You just keep your mouth shut. And I would always engage in the conversation or butt in. And mom would say, mind your business. Mind your business. And now today, they don't say that. They say, touch your nose. You know, it's really cute, right? When I was coming up, it wasn't no touch your nose, shut up, or mind your business.
Right.
And that happened so many times that once I became older, when I would get in trouble, I would always reflect back to my mom saying, man, mind your business. I should have stayed in my lane, should have minded my business and stayed up. And so over time, I began to realize that if you break that word down, or that phrase down, mind your business, it's actually saying that your mind is a business, and it's yours. You actually own the business. So that's where it comes from.
Man, I love it, bro. I love it. So are you saying our mind is literally like a business, or are we literally in business for ourselves?
I'm saying both. Like you are in business for yourself. You are the CEO, and your mind is the company. Take any company for an example.
Okay.
Just throw a company out there. Name any company.
Ramsey Solutions.
Ramsey, that's a big company. Ramsey Solutions is the product or service. Yeah. It's actually not the company. I know you work there and you think it, but for us, it's actually just a product or service because the company is Dave Ramsey. The business is Dave Ramsey. Does he own other companies?
He has real estate.
So that lets you know that his company product or service is real estate. His company's product or service is Ramsey Solutions. He's the business. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So our mind is literally the business, and you're literally the CEO of that company, just like any other company that you see out here. It started in somebody's mind. Every company starts in somebody's mind.
Yeah. So when we honestly break this down, okay, so I hear what you're saying, that our mind is a business and we're the CEO of our mind.
That's correct.
All right, cool. Of our company. Because I believe, and I agree with you, I believe that our mind is the strongest asset that we have, that it is the most valuable thing that we have. And so to that person watching right now, 18 to 34, this young high school student that's transitioning into the real world, this young millennial, young single millennial, or whoever, just who's in this age bracket. How do one's minds correlate to a business? Because when you really think about it, they're like, man, my mind ain't a business, but I understand the concept, but how do I really say my mind is a business though?
Think about it this way, and I always use this analogy. Business is just the process of solving problems.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Any company you name, the company provides a solution to a problem. McDonald's is in business today because of two reasons. One, either a person does not know how to cook, or two, the problem is they don't want to cook. They want their food. They want their food fast. And because of that reason, McDonald's exists. And so business is just the process of solving problems. Well, if money flows to ideas and ideas take place in the mind, and we solve problems in the mind, then every business is birthed out of this big conglomeration of thoughts that you have to build a business from, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. And you know what, Weston? Years ago, you said something, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, bro, because I can't remember how you said it verbatim, but you just said it. Everything starts in a mind. And I remember a few years ago, bro, you said something that just shifted my whole world. And I can't say it as sweet as you can say it, but you said something, it starts in our minds, flows here, comes out there, but then sometimes we do it in reverse. Break that down for that young person watching right now, because I'm telling you, this is going to bless you all. Tell them, Weston. Tell them, bro.
So that black shirt you got on right there.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt too, by the way.
And I look good in it. I look real good.
What type of shirt is it?
It's just a regular polo.
Yeah, you got it buttoned up all the way to the top.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I'm seeing the shirt.
Right.
But the shirt that I see is just a product of the thought. Because you thought in your mind, you saw it buttoned up, you saw wearing black, whatever slacks you have on, you saw all of that first.
Yes.
We're getting to see what you had already planned out or saw prepared in your mind. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Everything starts in our mind, but then at some point, the thoughts that we have, the ideas that we have, over time become permeated into our heart. Starts in our mind, it then ends up getting into our heart. Our heart is where the subconscious mind rests. So when it's in my heart, then it is a reality to me at that point. People don't actually do what they think. They do what's in their heart. That's why it's hard for people to change. It's difficult to change because when something's in your heart, it's far beyond just your thoughts. You can change your mind. Your mind changes all the time, but your actions don't. Why? Because what's in your heart is not the same thing that's in your mind. And so over time, what's in our mind will permeate in our heart, and then we'll do with our bodies what we've put in our heart, what we've allowed to get into our hearts. So that's the process. God created that way. It starts in the mind, gets in our heart. We exercise what's in our heart by doing that with our bodies. We get it backwards, though. And this is what I said to you back then. What we do is we give people our bodies. They play with our hearts, and then we end up losing our minds.
No, bro. That was what you said. Listen to me. Because think about it. We give people our bodies. We do stuff for our people. It gets in our heart, and it hurts our heart.
They play with our hearts.
They play with our hearts.
Yeah, we do stuff with our bodies to try to please people, thinking that we'll win them, or thinking that we'll be successful, or thinking we'll have the opportunity, or thinking that it'll happen. And then they play with our hearts, and then we end up losing our mind, commit suicide, and do all kind of
we go bankrupt.
We go bankrupt. The business ends up shutting down.
And we do crazy stuff. We go out there and spend money on stupid things because we're trying to now fill a void and we're trying to now heal our hearts. But if we start up here with our business and think logically and think with wisdom, seek multiple counsels and get advice and start thinking stuff, then let it go to our heart. Then we practice and then we do what started up here first, and we're not reacting out of emotions. We're not reacting out of fear. We're not reacting because we just want something, but because we actually took the time to consult with our business and to think it out and to make sure it's the best business move. Ooh,
come on, that's good. Best business decision. So we call this in the business world, we call this a business plan.
Come on, bruh.
Right? So we sit down and we calculate it out. We put down contingencies. We sit down and we map it all out before we take action.
Bruh.
That starts here.
Where there is no vision, that's where people perish.
Come on, man. You on it. You are on it.
If you have no vision, if you don't have a business plan for your life, that's why your mind is tripping.
So we'll go, and I'm not knocking getting a job.
Yeah.
We'll go get a job to have the safety net of not falling or running into problems when the job is just solving a problem, but using you to solve it. So you have the skill set. You already have the knowledge. That's why they pay you. You're paid in direct proportion to the information that you have, and the information that you can solve problems. Mm-hmm. If not, they won't hire you. They hire you and pay you a specific amount of hour, which you're worth a lot more. Mm-hmm. How do I know that? Because that's why they're willing to give that to you. So it's obviously that they're worth more. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Anthony. If I paid you $10 an hour and you were worth only bringing me $10 an hour, I wouldn't hire you.
That's not a good business move.
It's not a good business decision.
Yeah.
Now, if I can pay you $10 an hour, but you earn me $100 an hour, that's a good investment. Good. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, bro.
I'm paying to use your brain.
Bro.
So you're already in business. You're just in business for somebody else. You're thinking like a boss and an employee and not like a company owner or a CEO, not like a founder. You're thinking in terms of a paycheck and not thinking in terms of profits and losses. Believe it or not, the most profitable place on earth, most expensive and rich place on earth, you've probably heard me say this before, is the graveyard.
Graveyard.
Because businesses get buried, never coming into fruition. People never fulfill all of that's been put inside of them, all because of that opposite process where they go try to do stuff with their bodies, hoping to be successful instead of doing the business plan and getting the order correct by starting with the mind.
One of the reasons why I believe that statement is true, that one of the most profitable places will be the graveyard, because ideas died with them. It's because they didn't have the right partners.
That's good.
They didn't have the right partners to pull something out of them.
That's good.
But these partners that they were with said, it's okay, don't worry about it. How many young people right now, millennials, have bad partners that are not investing into their mind, and all they're doing is cashing out? Ooh, they're pulling everything out of them without depositing anything into their mind. They're making them stress. They're making them lose sleep, but they're not helping them sleep. They're not helping them accomplish their visions and their goals. Bro, let's talk about that. How do that young millennial watching right now that is tired of what's going on in her mind and what's going on in his mind, because they know the partner, the relationships that they have are not the right ones. What do we do, bro? What do we do if we have a bad partner?
So in business, the value of a business is done through what's called an outside appraisal, or through an appraisal. And then we determine what's called a valuation. And that valuation determines the profitability or the success or the amount of worth the business, we believe, has. Many times as young people, we don't have a proper valuation. And the reason that we don't have a proper valuation is because these businesses, a lot of times, have been given to us. It's been handed down to us, right?
Yeah.
Most young people are not wise when it comes to money, because there was never a parent to pass that information down to them. So the corporation that they have is already failing from the start, right? They're struggling from the start. Then you pair that with relationships, right? Business partners that we allow to come and join this business and take stock in our minds. They come in and don't add to and take away from, and before you know it, you have somebody who's doing what's called a corporate takeover, and they're actually taking over your mind. You cannot find success because you're partnered with the wrong people. And so it is so important. And this is why, get this, Anthony, this is why it's so easy for young people to not find success, because we're so relationship driven when we're young. It's all about our friends. It's all about being cool. It's all about hanging around hanging around people. And we don't judge whether these people are helping us or hurting us. We may never do the thing that the individual's doing. And we'll feel that it's okay to be in business with them. We're not doing it. I mean, they're smoking, we don't smoke. They're having sex, but we don't have sex.
Right.
They're throwing their money away on clothes and shoes and not saving it, but we save our money, so it's okay. But let me ask you this. What two companies come together that don't have the same vision?
Bruh.
Companies can't come together unless their visions align. So you have to, as a young person, you have to cut off every relationship, every partnership, everything, and individual who does not add value to your company.
But you know, one of the main reasons why I think millennials, I'm going to be real about myself. When you first met me, when I first moved out to Jacksonville, Florida, the first time, I partnered with a young lady, AKA got into a relationship with her that was not the right move from day one. Her mother told me she's not the one for you on day one.
Day one?
Wow. Yeah, from day one, bro. But you said something that shifted me. The reason why I entered into that partnership is because I didn't know my own value.
Come on, man.
And when you don't know your own value, then you're not running your business. What you're doing is you're inviting another person to come in and to be the CEO of your mind. You're wondering why you're in debt because you don't know your value. You're not running your business. Why are you drowning in this? Why are you making these kind of decisions? Because it's not you running your business. So we have to cut off partnerships. You know, we've got to. Those of you all watching right now, there's a partner you need to cut off right now. It could be a dating relationship. It could be a friend who you call a friend. I'm even say this, Weston. It could be a family member.
It could be a family member. Definitely a family member.
It could be a family member.
Think about this. As you were talking, I was thinking about Shark Tank. You ever watch that show? Shark
Absolutely.
Tank?
Absolutely.
I mean, I love watching those individuals who have a business that it's in their heart. They are fully persuaded about the success of the business or potential success. They're looking for partners. You don't go on Shark Tank unless you're looking for a partner. So bottom line, they're looking for a partner. Well, the partner's job is to leverage their money to work in their favor. The business partner, the sharks, if you...
Yeah.
I love it when the person who goes on the show decides and the sharks are making offers, but it's not what they want. And they decide, I'm going to walk away from the deal versus to take the deal just so that I can have a partner. Partnerships are so vital to success, even as a young person.
No, listen, bro. Last week, we had a young lady on the show. Her name was Jacint. And she just got out of debt, paid off like $90-something thousand in a matter of like 3 years, right? So I asked her, are you dating anyone? Are you partnering with anyone? And she said, yeah, but can I be real with you? I was like, yeah. Before I partnered with him, I gave him a PowerPoint presentation of this is what I'm doing. And are you trying to get on this same level? Because if not, we cannot go into business, AKA a relationship, and build together. And it's like, I get so passionate about this message because here's the truth, Weston, and we got to move on because we don't have an hour show. We can't talk all day long.
We could, but go ahead.
We could, but yeah, we got to end this show in 30, 35 minutes. Yeah. A lot of people, you know, I teach money for a living. This is what I do. I want to help people get out of debt. I want to help people build wealth and go after the things they want to go after. But I can teach you everything. But if you're not the CEO of your mind and growing something, and not growing something, but growing your business and taking something that will take this to the next level, I can teach you everything. Dave Ramsey can teach you everything. Mm-hmm. But if the CEO of your company is not willing to grow your mind and to mind your business, you won't be successful.
That's good.
Y'all, if you just now tuned in to the table, you're watching something amazing, man. Here at the table, we have a real, relatable, and
relevant
conversation here every single week. And I'm so pumped to have my brother, my mentor, who I've known for years, Pastor E.C. Weston, based out of Jacksonville, Florida, joining us here today via Zoom. I'm going to drop his information below, and I want you all to check him out. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Get some more content from this guy because he will bless you. You know, Weston, at the beginning of this year, bro, at the beginning of this year, I told young people that this is going to be the year that we're going to really focus on minding our business, as in growing our mind. So I challenged my tribe to read at least one book a month and to listen to at least one podcast a week, to cut off social media, stop comparing yourself, stop consuming other people's world, and you're not growing your world. Stop consuming other people's businesses, and you're not building your business. And
Good.
so I'm reading 2 books a month. I'm listening to one podcast a day because I just want to grow. I believe this is the year 2020. We're going to see millennials becoming debt free. We're going to see millennials buying homes. We're going to see millennials starting businesses because they're building their business.
It's good.
What is one thing, man, that you've learned this year that has helped you build your business, helped you become a better father, a better pastor, a better husband, just a better man in general?
I think it's just that, to be honest, starting the beginning of the year, even before all of the COVID-19 stuff, I just set out to really pay attention to the now. I lost a lot of loved ones over the past few years between my wife and myself. My father passed in July of last year. Just with this COVID-19 stuff, I've already lost a lot of friends and even some family. And one thing that I begin to understand is that you can be so caught up on chasing success, chasing the opportunity or the dream, if you would, that you can lose focus on enjoying the now. Success is a journey. It's not a destination, right? And so when it comes to business, it is important to understand that as you're pursuing these things, that you enjoy the process. You enjoy now, regardless of if it doesn't look like what you desire for it to look like, or it's not necessarily as favorable as you want it to be. It is still now. And so we're human beings and not becoming. We're not human becomings. Like, we're not always becoming. You have to be. And so I've been focusing on being a better father now, a better husband now, a better pastor now, a better son now, a better businessman now, while I'm pursuing becoming at the same time. So that's what I've been focusing on, man, just being able to enjoy the right now, the moments of now.
Last night, I was listening to a podcast, and I forgot the title of this particular podcast, but the podcast is How I Built This. And on this podcast, this guy interviews a bunch of CEOs and celebrities and interview them on how they built their empire. And on this particular podcast, they were interviewing the CEO or the founder of Fitbit. His story just sparked me because he went to Harvard. His mom told him since he was 8 years old, "You're going to Harvard." So she already had his whole world lined up. He went to Harvard, dropped out, bro, his senior year, and he started a tech company. Well, the first tech company completely failed, and he had to let go of a lot of people. Before he started a second tech company, he had some small jobs during the day, and then at nighttime, him and his business partner would come and just build more tech stuff. And then that one did well, and they sold this company to a larger company for a lot of money, and then they eventually went to go work for that company, but then they left. Then, all of a sudden, he's in the store buying a Wii controller, goes home, and he starts realizing that, hey, this Wii is actually fun. I should turn fitness into a game. And that's where Fitbit came from.
Wow. And from playing the Wii?
From just playing the Wii. And that encouraged me, not because of what happened with just playing the Wii, was this guy's not a Harvard dropout, but he went to Harvard, didn't finish, started a company, failed. The second company didn't fail, but he sold it, and then he left that company eventually, and he had to work a job, before he can start his second company. And then he gets number 3, Fitbit. Fitbit turns into this, multi-billion-dollar but company. Then Apple comes out and they do their stuff. And then, of course, it drops down a little bit because it's Apple. But it just encouraged me because I was like, man, what all starts in my mind? And it goes into my heart. I get passionate about it. Then I go to work for it, and then it fails. Then I got to go back, start something in my mind again, goes in my heart. I get passionate about it. Then I come out and it fails. It's not about the first time. It's not about the second time. And it may not even be about the third time. But when that thing clicks, it's going to click. And to be real, I've been doing this YouTube thing for 3-4 years. I mean, we've tried several different things to see what works. And okay, that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. And Weston, I felt like quitting. I felt like giving up. And then all of a sudden, this sharp young man named Connor comes in. And he comes in, we partner together. We're building together. We're having healthy arguments together. And now we've built in the last 4 months, bro, we've built something tremendous that's catching momentum. And I'm like, I want to encourage somebody on here. Enjoy where you are and partner with the right people. And you know what? If the first thing don't work, it doesn't work. Go back to the table. And I want you to go back, continue going back until it works, because God birthed you for a reason. And there's something on the inside of you that when it does hit that soil, it's going to grow. It has to grow because it came from God.
So that's the process, right? That's what business is. It's solving problems. You had a problem. Had you quit, you wouldn't be where you are today, right? But you didn't give up. You kept working at it, kept going back to the drawing board. If the first one don't work, go to the next one. If the next one don't work, and before you know it, here comes Connor. Here comes the right business partner that helps you then solve the problem. And now there'll be a new set of challenges. Why? Because that's what business is. You never get there, right? You never arrive. Now it's on to the next problem. How do we solve the next problem? How do we provide value to the next issue? How do we provide a solution to the next problem? That's what business is. And then you take it to the next level. And so it's important to understand that that's what but enjoy the journey, right?
I totally agree. Weston, before we move on to this next segment, 2 things for you before we close it out, man, because I wish we had more time to talk, bro, because we could do this all day and just drop some more stuff in there. 2 things. To that 18 to 34-year-old watching right now, if our mind is our business, what are some things we should be doing to grow it?
Well, first, I think what has to happen is you got to do a solid valuation of where you are and know exactly what areas of your business is failing, right? You can be successful in one portion of business and failing in another. I mentioned this earlier. My goal is to be a successful father. I hate to be a successful businessman and fail at home. And so that part of this mind would have to also need some working. So you'd have to look at your business and decide what areas am I not as successful as I'd like to be, and then do a deep dive to find out what should you be doing to fix those areas. Now, one of the greatest things you can always do is take in information, because you're paid in direct proportion to the information that you have, and with that information, what problems you can solve. And so you always want to take in, consume information. And what I mean by take in and consume it, I mean you choose what information to consume. So Anthony talked about reading a couple books, doing a podcast. That's making the choice of what information that you're going to consume, because every day you're consuming it, whether you choose it or not, because stuff is being forced down your throat every single day through media and everything else that's going on around us. And so you're consuming the information, you're just not choosing. Make sure you choose what information that you consume. The other thing is, we already talked about it, start cutting off relationships and start aligning yourself with the right relationships. I've heard this been said that where you are 5 years from now will be determined by the books you read and the people you hang around.
Yeah.
Well, that's the solution to what we just talked about in building the right business, cutting off the right people, wrong people, and bringing in the right people, and then making sure that you're constantly feeding this mind so that you're not just knowing information, but you're also growing by that information. And the people you're around help you grow as well. Yeah. And so those are the things that you can do immediately. You can take an evaluation, sit down and decide what areas do I need to work on and what changes do I need to make, and then be man enough, woman enough to make those changes. And you'll see over time the success will start to happen in those areas that you're working on. How can you find me? E-C Weston. Everything is E-C Weston. If you go to YouTube, it's E-C Weston on YouTube. Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook, E-C Weston, and of course, Instagram, E-C Weston as well. We have a new show coming out called Lit TV. TV. It's coming out in a couple weeks now. It'll be a vodcast, a live vodcast on YouTube and Facebook. And LIT stands for Learning, Leveraging, and Loving Information Together. And so we're going to come together in a very exciting way. We have some celebrities and different people on that we'll be interviewing. But we're going to come together and just learn together, because you're paid in direct proportion to the information that you know. So, and I got a saying, and I'm going to close this, but I got a saying that what we don't know can take us back to the Stone Ages. So we want to make sure that we stay on the cutting edge of information.
Bro, listen, man. Lit TV.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah
man.
It's going to be fun.
I'm just kind of upset, Connor. You didn't come up with that for us, bro.
You gave me a few weeks, I would have. He took it. He's smart. I love that, man.
Thank you.
Connor, hit us, man. How are we going to close out today, bro?
All right, we're going to close out like we always do. You guys watching at home, you know we close out with a Save or Cave segment just to end on a little fun note. May have something to do with what we just talked about, may not. A lot of knowledge dropped. Thank you. That was awesome, Weston.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask, would you rather save money by going on a fancy date, but having to ask the girl to split the bill, or going on a fancy date but having to pay with a gift card that you got from your mama?
So let's rewind, Weston. You're married, so if that was your wife back in the days, what would you have done?
First date.
Connor, give it to me one more time.
All right. So you have two options. You can save money on your first date by going to a fancy restaurant, eating that meal, and saying, "Hey, would you split the bill with me?" Or you can go ahead and pull that gift card out that your mama gave you for Applebee's or whatever, and pay with that.
Too easy.
What you doing?
I would do the gift card and just make sure I paid where she couldn't see that it was a gift card. She wouldn't have a clue that it was a gift card. I wouldn't ask, Connor, I'm not going to ask, and now I know my wife, right? But just thinking back in those days, like, the man's going to put his best foot forward. We're trying to, make it seem like we got it all together. So even if I was struggling, she wouldn't know it, and I definitely wouldn't ask. I'm a man. I pay for meals. I'm definitely not going to ask my wife or the girlfriend at that time to pay for anything. I got it. I got you, even though it's on this Target gift.
I like the answer. I mean, I like the answer.
I don't know.
What would you do?
I don't know, bro. I think now today,
yeah,
I would say I'm gonna ask her to pay for the first half of the first one because I want to see where her head is, bro. I got the money.
I would already known that. I know where your head is before I date you. If we're going out somewhere, trust me, I know what I'm working with.
I would have been like, yo, you want to get half of this first bill? We good? Then if she be like, nah, boo, I ain't got no money. Okay, cool. That's okay. All right. Well, we need to have a conversation. You broke.
You should know that by now. Connor, what would you do?
I'm pulling out a birthday card for mama. And I'm going to make sure she don't see it either. I'm going to go.
Now, either
Even
way,
if it
though.
has a big heart on it.
Nah, man. She got to see it. You got to be a man.
All right,
you got to show her up
like,
front. Yo, gift card.
My mama cares about me. I care about my mama. I'll care about you too. So I'm paying
Bottom line.
This gift card. That's what I'm doing.
Bottom line.
I'm just hiding the gift card. Man, this has been fun, guys. I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to be on the show. This is great. All right. Love y'all,
All right,
man.
bro. Wow, man. Such an amazing conversation. And I say this very, very firmly. On this channel, you're going to learn how to be a good steward. You're going to learn how to get out of debt. You're going to learn how to, build wealth. You're going to even learn how to purchase a home. You're going to learn how to start a business. We're going to learn a lot of different things. But I think one of the things that we need to learn, where we have to start, is how to control this, our minds, how to really be the CEO of our minds. I can teach you how to budget, but if your mind is not on that level, it doesn't mean anything. So I'm asking you, please make sure that you are consuming something, that you're building your mind, you're building your business. And one thing that I really want to say to this generation that's watching right now, this millennial generation thinks we know it all. Because I used to be there. I used to think I knew it all, but I wasn't growing at all. And so I believe in order to grow, you have to not know it all. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to consume something that's going to challenge you, that's going to push you. And it starts up here. Remember, what starts up here comes in our heart. We get passionate about it, and then it comes out, and we actually do something. What are you putting up here, you guys? Yo, it's your boy, Anthony O'Neal. Thank you so much, and I mean this so much, for walking with me. Make sure you come back next week. I got something special for you next week, too. Y'all ain't ready. It's your boy. I'll see you pretty soon. Peace out.